once you're ready to start. Once you're ready to start. Oh, fuck. I forgot to mute my stream. Fuck. I forgot.
Okay, the background. Okay, you know what? Let's just plan out how we should introduce it. Do you want to go first, or me?
I mean, like, I already started the stream. You want me to notify everyone?
Uh, like, uh, okay. If I'm not ready by 9:20, yes, just start.
Oh, because, like,
Okay, because at that point,
the stream's already started,
well,
so.
notify then, because I'll be recording by then.
What now?
I'll be recording by then,
Okay, so I'll
so
notify by 9:20. I'll notify at 9:20 if you're gonna start recording then. And it will officially start the podcast. This is kind of like the pre-show, I guess.
the show I desperately search up for something to use. You know what? Screw this. I still have the crone image that I used for my previous profile picture, right? Okay, let's go.
you're
Perfectly
gonna
balanced
use
this
that
all.
as you're gonna use that as
I'll
your
use that.
background.
I'll use that as my first background, but then I'll just change as time goes as the podcast goes on.
Okay.
All right. So, how do you want to introduce yourselves?
Uh, are we officially starting?
No. How? Oh, and you get water. Yes, you probably should get water too. Just
Oh yeah, I probably should. Gotta hydrate for streamerman. Ah. All right, back. Don't know if you're back yet. Are you back yet? No, you're not. Of course. I can hear my own echo through your speakers.
back yet.
I'm here.
All right. If we fuck up, it's okay. We can always just redo the recording.
Uh, well, you can. Fucking the stream is eternal, so.
I have the power of my basic editing skills.
Yeah, you have the ability to. This is all happening live on my end.
Nice.
Yeah, need a
Okay,
lit.
so tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm just gonna. I'll send the notification stream.
All
Okay.
right, I'll do a 10-second preparation. Oh wait, no. Okay, you're Somnus and I'm Stas.
Yeah, you can just call me Sam. And most of my friends do it.
Okay, just call me Stas. Everyone
Yeah.
calls me Stas. That's probably gonna be my introduction as well. All right, 10. 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, it's begun.
Wow. Okay. Hello, guys. I am Stas Legion, but most people call me Stas, and this is.
I'm Somnus. My friends call me Sam. Um, well, this is gonna be weird.
Oh, come on! You're just
It's like
calling
we.
yourself by.
What now?
You're just calling yourself by your own name, dude.
I mean, I guess because we both call each other by our real names, so this is gonna be awkward.
Woof! Don't worry, you're Psalm. I am already used to that
Uh,
because I call you that when I send text messages.
oh, you do,
Um,
don't you?
yes. All right.
That's
So,
true. Just like when you
hello
add
to
me
the
and whatnot. Yeah.
yes. Okay, so to the people in the stream, you're already aware of the fact that this has been streamed. So you have been here. The one dude who's probably just me. You know that you've been here. To the YouTube people, hello. It's Corona. It's the coronavirus, as you can see, that I'll be using.
On his end, on my end, I'm just using the Discord call.
Nice. All right.
But
So,
I guess we could. I am planning on like making like avatars for us to sort of emote, just to make the stream a little more visually interesting. So
the visual
that'll
interest of
probably that'll probably
of
start
still
like that'll probably start like I don't know, next week or something like that.
the power of still images. Yes.
Well, I mean, like it's not just gonna be still images. Like my plan is having like the avatars actually like light up every single time one of us talks. So
Oh no, it's one of. Oh no, we're gonna be one of those streams, the ones where you can watch what's going on.
yeah, pretty much.
Cursed. What a cursed podcast. Black's gonna have to use actual equipment outside of OBS.
Oh man. Yeah, well,
So,
I already have something set up. I just don't have the avatars yet. I need to draw those up one of these days. I'll probably stream that. So
well, with introductions out of the way, let's cover the first topic we have, which is
I'd like to point out
amount
that in our podcast sort of chat where we put all our topics on, it's completely out of order. so
okay, so
so I guess we'll just start with how this thing started.
all right, this started because us two we talk like every single day until for like 5 hours. So we might as well just record it.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Yeah, like we talk a lot. Just like
So
this is something that's just it actually started with another one of our friends actually who suggested the idea, and like he kept on suggesting the idea for years, and we just never fucking got around to it.
oh no, you swore. I'm gonna have to censor you now at 3 minutes.
I don't know, fuck you. I don't know about your video, but I don't know about your video, but my stream yeah, we're totally cool with swearing shit here, so
YouTube doesn't care. It's not like we're gonna get monetized anyway.
yeah, like the YouTube monetization, like, good god, it's so
Oh,
stupid. Like, it's because like apparently one of the things that like sets off YouTube demonetization is like excessive swearing or something like that, and like there's no like sort of guidelines to how much you should swear or could swear in a video. I know a lot of people play it safe just by not swearing at all, which is awesome, but like there's like no clear limit. Like is it like a PG-13 type of thing where you have like one swear per 2 hours or something like that, or is like
and hey, they monetize every video now, so doesn't really matter
apparently?
now.
So yeah.
So they're making money while I'm not. Thank you, YouTube. I love you so much. I've been on this platform far too long, getting absolutely no views to not understand how it works. All right,
And
so
meanwhile, there's me on Twitch who is probably never making money. I'll be honest. Actually, no, I did make some money. Somebody earlier in a stream that I had earlier today, they donated $5.
okay,
So
that's probably one of your friends, isn't it?
it is. And the funny thing is that the dude makes like six figures.
Doesn't even matter.
So it's like it's not even a drop in the bucket to give me anything. So
Nice. All right, so let's go on to the topics. Okay, we've done why we're doing this.
so
Okay, you know what? I'm
Uh,
gonna.
I was like I had to stop myself from talking about this when before we started the podcast, but my mom got a smartwatch because I don't know, she just wanted a smartwatch. Here's the funny thing though, is that when she went to put it on, it didn't fit her. Um,
Nice.
and then she gave it to me. And it's like it might fit you because your arm is bigger. And I was like, my arm's not that much bigger than yours. And then I put it on and it fit like a glove. So I guess the smartwatch is my smartwatch now, even though I had it set up to her phone.
Oh my, looking at it. Okay, so how much was it? Which type was it, I should say?
What now?
Which type of smartwatch?
I don't know. I guess.
Okay, I was gonna put up an image, but okay. Who needs visuals, guys?
I mean, it's just a normal smartwatch. I think it's the same one that one of our friends have. I don't know if he's comfortable with me parroting his name out here.
Let's not.
Let's not just in case. On Discord,
Oh.
he's MMW Daniel. So
All right, yeah, you're just shouting him out, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. Like he doesn't really have a social media presence. He just doesn't like his name out there, which is fair. So. And in case anybody in the chat is wondering, no, Daniel is not his name. It is nowhere close.
Yes. Okay. All right. So what's the next topic on hand? Because this is not working well at all. You can tell we're probably gonna have to redo this.
Uh, why is this?
Okay. Okay. Have you seen it? We had multiple pauses. Oh no.
Oh, well, we did have multiple pauses, but at the same time, like I don't know, that's something that you can edit out. Like the stream is gonna be just fine.
Okay. What pain? Internal pain of rendering this. Rendering something that's gonna take like 4 hours for no reason.
This will probably end up being like multiple hours long, depending on like how much we talk. Um, I guess what another thing we could talk about is some of the shit that we've been watching.
Okay, so when it comes to what we're watching, I'm gonna admit I haven't been watching anything outside of Invincible recently.
I haven't even touched Invincible yet, which I should be. Like it's been like I've had that like I had a tab, no joke, with Invincible on it, with the plan of just like putting that on, just to watch. That tab has been there for like a month, and it's taunting me. It's taunting me every single time I like open up my Chrome tabs, and like switch to like music or something like that. It's like right there. It's just like watch Invincible, and I'm just like, oh fucking hell. But like the whole like, I don't know, because like the whole conversation about it is over now. It's just the meme. So
Well, luckily the meme's also kind of dead, so you can talk about it now and not feel weird.
I guess so. But like another thing is just like, I also kind of absorbed like half the show through just clips. So I don't know how much of it I'm. Yeah, but I've heard it's really good regardless. So.
Absolutely solid. I don't even watch superhero movies or love action movies. Absolutely, or stuff in general. So, you know, still worth it. I definitely say that.
Yeah.
But I feel like the main thing with it, like once again, the meme spoils the best scene in the entire show.
It does.
Just arguably the best scene. So, whoopsie daisies is also in the last episode.
At least it's only 8 episodes long, so.
Although it's definitely the length of 16 because they're all 45 minutes.
That's true. That's true.
Hello. What?
I just
Oh.
time.
Oh.
What?
Hi.
Who are you?
You're not supposed to be here yet.
Yeah, get out! Get out!
Get out! You're supposed to come in at episode 2.
Go.
Yeah,
There you go.
What the hell?
He wasn't supposed to be here yet. He was always supposed to be here in episode 2.
Okay, that's a guy. If you're watching, is gonna be in episode 2. Don't mind him.
Yeah.
I don't know why he phased in, dude.
Oh man.
We're not keeping him trapped in our dungeon. So don't worry about that. He's not in the basement. Don't look.
Nah, don't look down there. No.
Yeah. Okay. So what the hell were we talking about?
We were
Oh
talking
yes.
about like the shit that we've been watching.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
I'll be honest. I haven't really been watching anything either. Just I don't know. Like anime and shit. Like there's not like. Here's the thing about. Here's my thing about anime. Like that always agonizes me. Like I watch like a shit ton of anime, like all their first episodes whenever the season starts, and
Yeah.
then I just kind of stop watching it all. You know. Like this latest season, I started the season off watching SSSS Dynazenon and World Ends with You and like so many other shows, and I'm like watching none of them now because like not that they're bad or anything like that. It's just I just that's how I am. I just stop watching anime when it's a weekly release. I just kind of start to forget, you know.
I haven't been watching any anime. It's almost the summer season as well. So what do you do?
Summer season's
No.
like what next week or something like that.
Yeah. So everything you could watch has been completed. So you to watch it now, you just never get around to watching it like a weirdo.
That's yeah, that's the idea. Yep. I've been watching a shit ton of VTubers though, so
Oh yes, the Crone, as certified Crone is here.
like like for those watching the stream, fucking my profile picture is literally just Alira Pandora, one of the Niji Sanji EN ones. So
I for one don't watch many VTubers anymore. Right before it got popular, I got into it, but then just kind of stopped.
I've just kind of been into VTubers for like a year or two now, and it just kind of I've stopped a couple of times, but like that's kind of a constant. It's kind of been a constant. So anyways, let's see what else we got here. In our really jank list of shit to talk about. Um, I already talked about guests because like one of them just popped
Yeah.
in. um,
Okay, he ambushed. Okay, that was illegal. That was an. I'm gonna edit this part out too.
why? Okay.
You're gonna see just this giant log of me just editing stuff out, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, you cut off like half the podcast." Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah. Just so very encouraging people to come over to the stream to see the full ass thing, uncensored, uncut, and all the awkward silences that come with it.
Yes, I'm gonna be editing out all awkward silence because this is gonna be very long already.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of the Discord server is really confused. Unless they're watching the podcast, which they're not. There's only 3 people in here. What am I talking about? And 2 of them are just us. So
Yes.
let's see here. We're going for our list pretty fucking quickly.
Okay, let's do guest.
I like. Okay, so funny thing. So we like set up like we set up like guests for each podcast episode, and we did this for like the next 10 episodes, um, and we just made all of them Patrick's girlfriend Nessa. Neither of them care about their names being out there, by the way, so that's why I'm saying them. But like, we just made all of them Nessa. As
Like their
just
actual names anyway.
yeah.
So yeah, it. it's just it's the meme. Fully embrace it, you know. And we only have actually three guests set up.
Yeah,
We're not
like
going to say any of the names yet, outside the one that just phased in. So
yeah, which was Patrick.
keep it a
Because
surprise.
yeah, but the other two guests are a surprise, and like those are like the only three guests planned so far, which kind of
Yeah.
depressing. Not gonna lie.
Okay. To be fair, most podcasts don't have guests. Okay, the fact we have three in 10 episodes in,
Like
I
that
call
yeah,
that success.
that is very successful indeed. Even though
I'll,
they're
I'll,
all
I'll
of our
tell.
friends.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you this though. We're only gonna have like three people. It's gonna be us two, and the one just phased in.
Yeah, like
Really.
he'll be on and off every now and then, depending on whether or
He
not
will
he's
be like on half the episodes. I'm gonna put a bet on that right now.
yeah. Also, Stas, you can edit this next part out because I'm about to use the restroom, because I did not do it before the stream. So edit it out.
Okay, this is why you prepare, dude.
All right, I'm back. I guess if you
That-
wanted to experience the silence while I was pissing, again, go to the uncensored, uncut live stream. I'm also uploading this VOD to YouTube, by the way. Nobody's gonna watch it because it's like the emptiest YouTube channel ever. I'm only really have it because like it's an archive of all of the Twitch streams that I do. So, because Twitch, for non-affiliates like me, saves Twitch only saves the VODs up for up to 2 weeks. So,
Nice.
however, speaking of VODs though, remember that Minecraft stream we did yesterday?
I wasn't there.
No, no, you were there for like the end of it.
No.
You don't remember? This was literally last night. Well, whatever. It has like what 50 some odd views, on Twitch, and I'm just baffled that like it even has views in the first place. That like it's been doing numbers.
I see.
Like that's something that like kind of about the Twitch landscape that's just kind of and it kind of bothers me a little bit that like fucking certain games will do numbers just for the game. But at the same time it makes sense because Minecraft is like pretty much the most no, it literally is the most popular game in the world. What am I saying? Um,
Hey man, GTA is gonna beat it because it's free at one point.
that's true. That's true.
GTA, I call GTA 5 cheating because it's free.
It's free on Epic
Unlike
Games at the very
Tetris, that
least. Or is it free on Epic Games, or where is it
it
free
was free
everywhere?
on Epic Games. That's how they got so many people to play it. That's why it became. That's why it sold more than Tetris, and no one cared because it went free. It
Right.
did not earn it.
Yeah. Cause like I don't know, like I love how like those are like the most popular games in the world, and yet like I'm really only into like one of them.
Okay, I don't play GTA 5, so it's okay.
uh,
Never
I
owned it.
I remember playing GTA 5 with a couple of friends, and like it's fun only with friends, really. Because like
I can't
otherwise there's not really anything to do in the game. You know, you kind of go in, you crash a couple of cars, you shoot a couple of guys, and like that's the
play the
extent of your
story.
fun. So
You played a story, which isn't actually half bad.
The story isn't
Yeah,
actually half bad, yeah, but like at the same
it's
time,
when you
like
play it. Yeah,
yeah, like it's not really
You-
why you play the game. So
yeah. So you're basically stuck in the state of whoops. I guess we're constantly just
I'm just
committing
surprised that
crime.
the game is just not dead yet because like there just really isn't much to do in the game unless you're with a ton of friends, and even then, like your sort of fun is pretty limited to like a few like in-game sort of events and whatnot, or just random shit that you do on your own. But
Well,
whatever.
Rockstar's keeping it alive by pumping more and more stuff into it.
They're making more online content.
And as long as that's going up, you people will keep playing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at the very least, it's doing more numbers than fucking Red Dead Online. Oh god, that's a disaster and a half.
That was a thing. That's all I can really say.
Yeah,
That was a thing.
it just existed. The thing about Red Dead is that like it's way more story focused than GTA is, and it's way less focused on just doing
The
stupid
sandbox.
random shit anyways. So like it really doesn't make sense for it to have an online mode in the same vein as GTA because they're just two very different games.
That's what
But they tried
the
to do it anyways. They tried to make it, and like it was, I mean, surprise, surprise, it's dead. So,
haha, just like the title, so funny.
uh,
Maybe we should talk about games we actually play now.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's in my about page. I play Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like
I
that's kind of like the character trait that that like is attributed to me with most of my friends. It's just like I'm the Final Fantasy guy. I'm not really gonna. I'm not. I own up to it. I'm not really gonna deny that. I play way too much of this fucking game. Like any of the games, like from 1 to 15. So
to me, I don't really play MMOs. I play ESO. Got like 900 hours in it. I play strategy games, FPS. I'm kind of the everyone, every game is fine
every
as long as it's good
every
sort of
game is
guy.
fine as long as it's good. Yeah, I'd like to say I'm sort of like that, but at the same time, like there's some types of games I just kind of don't touch, like RTSs for example. Just like yeah, but like I play some shooters whenever it's fun. Um,
Ah, yes. RTS, the dead genre.
um, I
Back in
will
the golden ages, in
uh,
the 90s.
I will say that I am into tactical RPGs a lot, like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem. Like that shit gets me because like it's really fun to just do that, even though it's just pretty much straight up chess. Uh,
Chiss.
yeah.
Haha.
But I mean, I mean, another part of it is the waifus, of course. But that's only for like the later Fire Emblem games. What now?
What?
Oh, oh, I just
I
saw
don't
that.
have anything to. I don't have anything to say.
I thought I heard something. That's
That's probably me typing intensively,
fine.
trying to put. Okay, so in the server, I'm just like putting down so many random notes to stuff to edit out, stuff to put in. At this point, that like I'm like half distracted because this man keeps swearing.
I didn't think you were not cool with swearing. Gosh, I'll stop
I
now. I guess if
am
you're
I
not.
am perfectly fine with swearing, dude. Okay, it's just that I also don't swear that much.
So you're gonna have to bleep it all out.
See, I will.
Damn. Okay. Well, there's another one to bleep out, I guess.
Dam. Okay, we're talking about the dam as in terms of used to make electric power just to block out water
Yeah,
from going to a certain
we'll get to
area.
that. Like, okay, like it's impossible to like unless you have like some sort of filter that like can automatically censor something like that. Like there's no silencing me. Okay, even if you tried. even if I try to not swear that much, it doesn't work. I'm a sailor mouth. What can I say?
Is there like a program that censors swears?
I mean,
Okay, no,
there
there it is.
might be. There is.
There is. There is one to blot out faces. I know that. I use it, but
Yeah.
I never figured out that I just never cared to look up their program to censor swears because I had never need to use it.
Because you don't swear that much, but then then you'll meet me, and it's just.
Well, what do you do, man? Okay, so what else to talk about? Uh, we went for the list already.
uh, I was about to plug my socials, and I was like, "Oh, wait to the end." I'll wait
Okay.
to the end to plug my socials, cause like here's the thing, like I use the Bird app, I use Twitter, like I am ashamed and at the same time not ashamed to admit that that I use that way more than like just anything else that like our generation uses, which encompasses just Instagram and Snapchat, and it's really frustrating
Okay, no.
to well, that was another future guest that just went in.
Who the hell is that?
That was
Fear,
that was an
fear,
accident.
fear, 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 fear,
That was
fear,
an
fear.
that was an accident on his part. Oh
That
crap!
was that was not even intentional.
Yeah, that one was not intentional.
Fear,
Okay, like
fear, fear,
I don't.
fear.
You can edit this out if you want to, but like cards on the table, like the one from before, Patrick, that was intentional. Like we planned that out, but like, but freaking that last one was like completely just natural. It just happened.
Fear, fear.
Anyways, oh god, that is too funny. Anyways, back to like me using social media and whatnot. Like I use Twitter a ton more. I don't really post on there because like it's a cesspool, but at the same time, like I've noticed that like nobody else from like our school or whatnot uses Twitter like at all. um, which I guess makes sense since it's a cesspool. But at the same time, like I don't like
Hey, dude, they got
Instagram.
Reddit for that.
Like I don't really like Instagram all that much, and that's what everybody uses. Um,
I, for one, am sick and tired of Instagram, so I just don't want to go on there anymore.
yeah, I only like check like once like every couple months maybe, to see how everybody's doing. But most of the time it's like, it's just excuse me. It's not really. It's just not good. Not in my opinion, at least. It's not good. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of people love using it. It's
No,
just
well, they recent Instagram, I'll definitely agree. They made it so if you don't use Instagram, you would have no idea. But they recently moved the search feature to the top right hand corner
I saw
of your
that
screen,
actually. I saw
and
that.
then replace where the searches. I mean, not searches, but the like who liked your stuff on the top right hand,
Yeah.
and then they replaced it for shopping. Despite the fact no one uses their shopping stuff. Who uses the store on Instagram?
Yeah, I have no idea. And like
It's like,
stories as well is just kind of I don't get it. Okay, like the Twitter started to do something similar to that, and like YouTube's even done it, and I don't get the appeal of like stories, or fleets or whatever. It's
well, it's
just
the same thing as Snapchat. They just want to recreate Snapchat.
yeah, and I don't get the appeal of that either. But like
Sometimes you
it
just want to
like
do
there's more.
something
I
for
know
like
more people who use Snapchat than they do Instagram, and it's like that's something that confuses me. Like I can understand people wanting to use Instagram, because like it's people put up photos and whatnot for other people to
and you
see, and
can
it's
upload high quality photos on Instagram,
yeah,
like Snap.
exactly. But like Snapchat, like not only is it like only videos and like not and like whatever photos you have are like gonna be crappy, but also like it doesn't save any of the stuff you put out on there. Like it they all disappear within like a day
Some
or
people
so.
just like the privacy, is really all you can really say. Well, quote unquote privacy.
Yeah,
The
even though
false
like
sense of security you create.
even though Snapchat has a repository of every message sent, but you know
Can't tell you that.
they don't tell you that, and don't tell them I tell you that. Um,
Yeah. We get
uh,
assassinated. You know how. You know who, and you know why.
like that's just kind of here's a general rule, okay? It's that like nothing on the internet is like nothing. Everything on the internet is eternal, okay? If it's on the internet, then like you're fucked. You know, it's on there forever. Um,
Always rely on paper, because at least paper, when
you
they
can burn
catch
it.
you, you can burn it.
Yeah, exactly. You can burn
This
paper,
is
but like if it's on the internet, it's on there forever. Like even if you delete it, like there's going to be some archive of it somewhere. Because like companies are just paranoid about that, you know. Like I can tell you this much: like Twitter does indeed have a repository of deleted tweets. I don't know if it saves the attributions, so like, I don't think it like saves like the numbers that it did or the person who tweeted it or the person that was at it or anything like that. I don't know if it saves any of that stuff, but I do know that it saves like the tweets themselves and images and whatnot. So just forever just like you know whenever you put out there is like is it's eternal. It's there forever and it'll never leave.
permanently never trusted.
Never trusted indeed.
Can I just say we've been doing this for 30 minutes and don't know why I'm editing this part out?
Well, I mean, again,
Okay, but
uncensored and uncut over here. It doesn't matter.
okay, I'm gonna edit every single part. You say uncensored and uncut over there, so no one goes to your channel.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's okay. All right. Like there's only like one other person watching right now. Like I kind of need them numbers, man.
Okay. I got my superior 78 subscribers. Okay, looking down at you, peasant, right now.
Exactly. The power dynamic between us two is just insane.
Look at that. Okay, how many do you have? How many followers? Like what? Like
How many?
12? Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Literally just
Six
12.
times more powerful than you.
Yeah. This is just insane. But also to be fair, like I kind of just started like last week, whereas you've had your YouTube channel up for like years, like ever since like just years.
Uh,
It's also good to note that like I actually the YouTube channel I was talking about before that like archives my streams that has like 0 views and 0 numbers and whatnot like that's a completely new YouTube channel as well. That's not actually my the YouTube channel that I use just to watch videos and whatnot. I don't know why I did it that way. Um, I just did it. You know, I just made another account to save all the streams.
and I fully support this.
Like it's not even like a Captain Sparkles 2 type of dealio where like he was already uploading the VODs onto his YouTube channel and then like decided to make another channel just for VODs. Um,
You
yeah.
know, maybe we should figure out a topic and then we just start talking again.
I thought we were talking. We have been talking, haven't we?
I guess. But it's kind of not really focused.
Well, I mean, like, I guess it isn't really focused. Let's have like an actual like focused discussion here. E3, that's happening. Um, last year it didn't happen, but this year it is happening. What are your predictions? I guess we already saw the Battlefield trailer. Like there's other
Next
stuff
call is
happening.
probably gonna be it.
What now?
Probably gonna be next Call of Duty.
Okay. What else do you think is gonna like show up?
Breath of the Wild 2, most likely.
Most
Unless they
likely.
decide to delay it again, not a year.
Like that's Breath of the Wild 2 is an interesting case because, like, when was that announced again? Like E3 of 2018, 2019, something like
All
that.
I know is that they made an entire game, Hyrule is Age of Calamity,
Hmm.
in between the announcement.
Yeah.
And it came out at like it announced before. I mean,
Yeah.
after
Or-
the Breath of the
It
Wild
was yeah.
2
It was
initial
announced
announcement,
after Breath of the Wild 2. It released
and it
like
came
a
out
couple.
before.
Yeah.
That's all I know. They had an
Uh.
entire game prepared. Well, not prepared, but
And
you
they
know,
and the thing is, they do acknowledge its existence because back during the back during one of the Nintendo Directs earlier this year, they said like, oh, like we don't have any Breath of the Wild 2 news right now, but we do have Skyward Sword HD if you wanna play that. You know, it's neat.
yeah, don't get your janky controllers anymore. Woo.
Yeah, now you have janky Joy Cons. Um,
Yeah,
like they still have the motion controllers, or the motion controls for Skyward Sword.
makes me
Um,
sick.
I don't know. I'm fine with it. But then again, I'm insane, and I'm insane, and I actually want to like feel like I'm swinging a sword when I'm swinging a sword in a video game. I guess. So
The true VR experience.
yeah, that's true.
I
Like
for one,
yeah,
I for one would have been perfectly fine. Like if Breath of the Wild 2 has exactly the same graphics as one, I'd be fine, honestly.
I mean, most people would be fine with it because like, and I'm sure like that's going to be the case regardless. Like I don't think they're gonna really change much about the engine or the assets or the art style or anything like that. I think they're just gonna, you know, make another game with all that stuff.
A number two, you could say,
Yeah,
in which
exactly.
you
Like
actually
that's
fight Ganondorf.
yeah, but the thing is that like it's been a couple years, hasn't it? You know?
Yeah, it's been ages. I don't know what the heck they're planning to do.
Yeah. Like
Like,
it seems like they're doing so much more than just, making another one. And I get like Breath of the Wild took like what, something like
oh,
4 years to make or something like that, maybe more than
yeah.
that.
Of course, they had to completely remake everything from the ground up.
Yeah, at some point during development they had to do that, yeah. Uh,
And of course, get to switch it over from the Switch, but it seems like it should be the same engine, but it's not. I guess it might not be. Maybe
what
updated graphics.
for Breath of the Wild 2?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It does. They shouldn't have to. That's the thing. They shouldn't have to. Like Breath of the Wild is already there. They spent like 3 years, just like
and it
perfecting the engine. So like,
looks nice. Like, I don't even know what else could they do.
yeah, that's true.
Like, story wise,
Story wise, there's
though,
so much more they could do. Yeah, story
that is
wise
the
they could.
case.
Yeah, the story wise they could do a lot. But like, in terms of world, like they have the
It's
world.
the same
In
world.
terms of
Yeah.
engine and mechanics, like they have all of that stuff. And like, sure, they might add a few more things or remove a few things or change just a few things in general, but like overall, like they don't really have to do much. So
I
it's
went by the assumption that this was gonna be like a black two, white two sort of thing, where they just, since it's the same world, they just add some more stuff, add make completely new story, and that's it. But
yeah.
the looks of it doesn't look like it'll be like that.
It seems like it's gonna be more like a Majora's Mask situation where like they use all the same ad sets but they make a completely new world. But here's the thing, is that
They said they're not gonna do that.
they would be insane to do that because it would make no sense.
Yeah,
Um,
and they already said they're using the exact same overworld to
mhm,
make their game. They're just putting more stuff in, which, like I said, implies a black two, white two sort of thing, rather than a Majora's Mask.
yeah, and I mean like just I don't know.
Who knows what will happen?
Yeah, like they've got to be adding like a ton of new things if it's taking this long. So
Like, we know they're probably going to add an underground area.
hmm
Who knows how large that will be? Maybe they add the. Maybe they add like the race that they no, they make the ability Link to go small like they originally planned.
Like
in
Minish Cap.
the original Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
make extra small Link. You know,
Actually, like, did you know that that uh, before they made Breath of the Wild, they made a prototype that was in the same style as the NES Zelda. Um, and basically, like they basically just made Breath of the Wild like in the style of NES Zelda, and then they made Breath of the Wild based upon that.
no, I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, early prototypes of Breath of the Wild was basically just that. And like you gotta respect them. Like they made a whole like game, and then they just did it again, but like as a as a Breath of the Wild, you know?
Looking at now, yeah, looking at all the images they have,
Because
that's
like
really interesting.
because like they called back to a lot of the same design sensibilities they had when they were making the first Zelda, um, which is why they like did that, and I think that's just insane of them to do.
Yeah, that seems kind of crazy, but it's not too bad. I like it. Looks like I
Yeah,
like
like
it.
it's a really good idea regardless, because like Breath of the Wild is,
Give me, give me the
it, yeah,
ground.
yeah, it's also, yeah, it is important too, and like I'm sure it didn't really take them that long since it's like such a simple style of game.
NES
It's just
thing,
like,
those are so much more easy to make
yeah, so like,
nowadays.
yeah, like you
Like,
can make an NES game in like a day. So I'm sure it didn't really take that much. It's just insanity to me that
well,
like.
hell, dude, there's a dude that makes the freaking old. Like, there's a YouTuber that I saw that made the original Zelda in 3D,
Mm-hmm.
and like that guy only took like a couple months by himself.
Yeah, like I can only imagine what the whole team of developers was like. I also edit this part out again. I need to use the restroom
Probably took
again.
like a couple weeks max.
I need to
But
use the
that's
restroom.
because
I need to use the
they had
restroom again. So, fuck. I should probably stop drinking so much water if this is gonna happen.
right. We can do another topic then. Hmm.
All right, back at it again, and I'm gonna stop drinking water so I will piss less. All right, so where were we?
Well, okay, so personally speaking, I'd like to see, like, story-wise of at least, they actually fight Ganondorf.
Yeah,
Honest to God, like,
it
please
seems like they're going in that direction. So,
give me that epic fight that beats.
like,
I
dude,
mean,
like one
there
of
were
my
so many
favorite
good
parts of
ones.
Twilight Princess, is just straight up just you versus Ganondorf in a cage match. You know,
That was good.
like that's like one of my favorite fights in the entirety of that game. Just because of just how straight up it is. You know.
You, me, it's the end of the world. Well, not really, just.
Yeah,
Oh
just
wait, you kind of already beat Zant. Yeah, you beat Zant after this. This is the one after you beat Zant.
yeah.
Yeah. So you already won.
Yeah, you basically already won. It's just that like Ganondorf just wants a fucking grudge match, and
Yeah. He needs to beat your ans. He needs to beat you, even though your ancestor already won.
yeah, exactly. So like, and then you stab him.
Yep. Whoop. And he dies,
Hmm.
even though you won already. So even if he lost, it's okay. his
It
attempt to
was
take over,
basically
but
just a grudge match, and like that's awesome. Honestly, it was just really cool.
like Yodi won the game, just beat up the villain, just screw him, beat him
Just
up.
hammer it into their heads that like you won essentially.
Like beating Zan, Yodi ended the Twilight. Yeah,
Mm.
I need to replay that game. I am out of date when it comes to this.
Yeah, same actually. Honestly, it's Twilight Princess is. I was about to say underrated, but like recently, a shit ton of people have been saying it was underrated, so now it's kind of just rated. So
Dude, like Gen 5, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Gen 5 was so bad," but then all the kids who grew up with Gen 5 was saying Gen 5 was actually pretty good. You just saw boomers,
okay,
salty
if you want to
boomers.
talk about Pokemon, go ahead, man. Seriously.
Hey man, we're not talking about Pokemon. That could be its own. That could be its own podcast that you will
like
see in like episode 10 probably.
the Pokemon episode is gonna be like an entire podcast of itself because like
We talk about every generation.
we like every time we talk, we basically always talk about Pokemon at some point in some way, and there's like a lot to talk about with Pokemon as well. So
At one point we might as well just make a Pokemon podcast. Like a special like mini series in which we just talk about Pokemon, which
yeah,
will probably
totally.
happen. Except we'll probably have to bring in another dude who also is a big fan of Pokemon.
Yeah, just because like we also like kind of just share the same opinion on everything as well. Like both of our favorite generations were Gen 5, and we liked all the same general stuff about it as well. So
Bring in our other friend who's like, no, my favorite gen's Gen 3 because there's a lot of water.
yeah, which again I think
I would
he is fine with having his name exposed out there.
like to. I'll wait till we get to that.
Yeah, I guess. Just so that it wouldn't be spoiled, I guess. That's another thing. It's just like most people in our group, I feel like just doesn't care about having their name out there.
Yeah.
Mainly just because a lot of them just have just straight up their names as their screen names, which is kind of insanity to me. But
Kind of dangerous, especially with the ones that play Roblox.
yeah, especially those guys.
Roblox is not a safe site, and yet they do it anyway.
But what can you do? What can you do? Like
Not me.
I don't really have like my screen name just because it's my character's name. Uh, and so yeah, but like I don't know, just I understand being okay with like your first name out there, right? Because like sometimes it's really weird to be called by a fantasy name for some people, or in some cases like if they just wrote down a username for the sake of having a username, they're not comfortable with being called like Elite Lord 37 or something like that. Just
Elite Lord.
yeah,
Or the
like
dark. The
uh
darkness.
yeah, or as some people in my FC are called, like Fluffy Vamp. Um,
Man.
yeah, like that's yeah, like I can understand how that's like weird to be called by something like that. Just like you might as well just use your real name at that point. Because like it is kind of just weird to be called that. So, but like for someone like me who like is using his character name, like I'm fine with whatever people call me. Somnus, like just my real name.
Saw me.
Okay, not that one. Maybe not that one.
Okay. I took it too far.
You did take it too far. uh, but I get it. Like if you don't want to be called by a really weird username, like that's fine.
Don't make a weird
Yeah,
username.
just don't make a weird username at that point. But if you have a weird username, then like we might as well just use your real name, right? Especially since there's nothing wrong with it. Or especially if there's nothing wrong with it. Like
Lord
there's,
453.
I understand like I understand a lot of people don't like their names. Um,
I can't wait to change my name. I'll tell you that.
Like legally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw my current name, you know. But okay. Uh,
I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to it. By the way, Stas is putting down editing notes uh to just to as a note for what to edit out and what not to edit out. And it's mainly for like awkward silence. But he's been making so many notes that he just kind of went crazy and he's just like, okay, you know what? Just edit like everything.
okay, if we actually use this podcast as number one, I'll tell you that this is gonna be very, very weird. Okay,
Because
on the
like
bright side,
I don't know about you, but like I don't care if podcasts have awkward silences in them or not. Like I'd rather listen to like a genuine conversation than like for people to read off of notes essentially. So like I prefer my podcast uncensored and uncut. But like
haha,
but
that's what
I
they could say about
uh, uh, yeah, but like I understand that like you probably think differently, which is why
I have
you're
to be a
editing this
professional.
episode so heavily. So,
I have to be a professional, you know.
well,
So I have to do this because I have like a reputation, quote unquote.
well,
What
even
the
then,
hell?
like again, like I don't think it's unprofessional to have silences in the middle of a podcast, um, especially if it's just a conversation. But just
Yeah.
like that's also understandable if you want to keep it like concise as well.
The simple fact that is that this might go on for hours, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
that's
edit this anyway and
yeah.
render it. So having as much cut off is as ideal as possible.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. If this goes on for hours, then like you're going to have to cut out a lot anyways. So
There's no way my computer will be able to render something that's like 12 hours long. Okay,
mm.
well, not even 12 hours. Even if this is like 3 hours, it's gonna take 9 hours to render everything.
And meanwhile, there's me who's had his first stream be like what, 20 hours long or some bullshit like that.
Cause
Yeah, it was really fucking stupid. Like we talked a lot, and to be fair, like it wasn't all just like me playing a game or whatnot. It's just yeah, like I'm fine with longer form content is what I'm trying to say, but like I understand like if you want to keep it concise, especially yeah.
I just don't want my computer to die when I finish editing this.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna straight up just upload the VOD, so no editing is being done here. Even though that's
Weak lazy.
yeah, even though that's probably like a horrible idea, and I should probably do like some light editing, like editing out the like first few minutes where we
Weak
don't.
lazy.
Yeah, but I don't know, whatever. Like I'm kind
Uh,
of like I've kind of just accepted the fact that like nobody's really gonna watch these streams unless like because like even if I like have a career in streaming like a year or two down the line, like nobody's really gonna go back to these older streams really. So
who watches like whole live streams? You know,
yeah,
like
that
who in
are
their insane sanity
well okay
watches an entire old live stream? You know,
yeah.
like a new one, understand, but
Like
like
a
an
new
old
one that's
one.
happening right now is understandable, or like even a new one that happened a couple days ago. Like that's very understandable. But like something that happened a year ago, like the like
Who
who
the right man's gonna watch that?
yeah, like that's
Well,
just insanity, you know?
watch 5 years in the future. Someone just mentions that, like, oh, I'm watching 5 years in the future. Just watching everything. I swear to God, it's gonna happen.
Like so like 5 years in the future, I'm gonna be streaming someone in the chat. It's just like I recently watched like your first two streams, and I'm like, dude, like, why? How did you watch those? How did you watch those? Like those were like 20 hours long. How that's like 20 hours of just nothing. Even it wasn't even content. Like how did you go sit through that? You know, did you just like sleep through all of it?
Uh, People are insane. That's all I'm gonna say, dude. Like, what would you expect them to do?
Hmm. I guess so. I guess so. Gosh. That's also another thing I'm gonna have to change myself about myself if I want to stream a lot more. Is stop coughing. I cough a lot.
Cough, 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 cough.
Yeah.
I'm drinking too much water now.
I don't know. I was never really born with just that kind of discipline, I guess, with my vocals.
Man,
Even though
I
I
wonder,
constantly talk.
man, who the funk?
Yeah.
Who would have funk, dude? It's. Hey, wait, hold up.
Hmm?
We limit this podcast to 2 people.
Yeah.
This
Why?
is what happens when we give everyone admin powers.
Yeah. So
And
our
people just
Discord
pays
server,
it.
in our Discord server, everybody's an admin. Um, going all
With
Incredibles. Just like if everyone's super, no one is. But
yeah,
like that also makes it so that like even if we set up like roles for channels, like
no one can talk.
yeah, like no one can talk in it, or if there's a limit in it, or if only certain people can see a channel, like that doesn't fucking matter. Everybody can see it anyways.
Like the only thing that no one has power over is kicking and banning people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still the only one with that power. Uh, if everyone's super.
Yeah, that's just kind of like this. To be fair, it does make it a lot easier to like set up things on the fly. Like this whole podcast and streaming stuff, dude. Like, if you're going to make notes, just say like edit the whole thing, okay? You're gonna have to be scrubbing through the whole thing anyways when you're editing it.
Okay, I like to not scrub for everything because I don't want to hear our voices.
That's fair, but at the same time, like, there's so much you're gonna have to edit out. You might as well be scrubbing through the whole thing.
Oh boy, this is practice for an actual video. Okay.
Are you saying that
When
this
I'm just
isn't even going to be an actual video?
yeah,
Did
so
I just start the
practice.
stream for no reason? Did I just call this
If
the
this
first
doesn't
episode of the podcast for no good reason at all?
okay, if this doesn't become the first episode of the podcast, which is a good chance it might not be because of just how we have no plan whatsoever to even
We are
talk about
never going
anything.
to have a plan for podcasts. You realize this,
Yes, we
right?
can. Okay, if stuff happens, we have a plan.
Because we're like at this rate, every episode's gonna be just like this episode for the next like 80 episodes until we.
That's why we need a plan. Okay. If this gets uploaded, this is 2 dudes have a podcast and don't have a plan on what to do. And
Okay.
set up the plan within the podcast.
All right. Well, I mean, like there we go.
All right, a podcast name done. Podcast, podcast name. 2 dudes with no plan sets up a podcast.
Exactly. Like I don't know what you're expecting out of me here. Okay. Like.
Clearly, I need better people to do podcasts with.
Well, like no shit. Like you gotta realize, like I am infamous for like running into things without thinking about it first. Okay, just like
Yeehaw. Let's go.
we're never gonna have a plan for any of these podcasts because it's just like unless like we like refuse to talk to each other for a whole ass week just so we have shit to talk about for a podcast, like then like we're it's never really going to be like that thought out, man.
We will get it done eventually. You know, we'll figure it out. You know.
We'll figure something out, yeah, but it's not gonna be like a professional podcast. I don't think it ever will be.
Okay. If we make a professional podcast, it's gonna include me and someone else.
Like
Okay.
it's never gonna be me. Like I barely fucking like I'm barely able to stream anyways to begin with, so it's just yeah, like I don't know what you're asking out of me here. Like I don't know what you expected here. Like of course we're gonna have a plan.
I expected a pog, this to be pretty poggers and based and not cringe. Yeah, that's what I expected this
Can you
to be.
please like speak English for like 2 seconds here?
Excuse me, pogger. No, excuse me, my PogChamp. Do you think that this is not based enough? Are you red pilled enough? Is this red
Can
pilling
you
you
please
enough?
stop? This is
Based
physically
pog.
hurting. I get that like I'm like streaming and I'm a like streamer man now and a Twitch man, but like this is physically hurting me.
Hey man. Okay, that's not pretty. I don't
Stop.
even know
Just
anymore.
just just, just stop now.
Dude, I don't know any like Zoomers say anymore. Like, oh, even
which is
Zoomers.
which is hilarious because we technically are.
They're like, oh, even that Zoomer. If we don't know Zoomer phrases like red pill, base, poggers,
To
cringe.
be fair, like all that lingo stuff like is after it's after our time. It was like people who were born in like 2006 or whatever.
It's made from people who are just cringe.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I don't know what you expected out of me. Like, I guess for future podcasts we can like plan out like topics and whatnot to talk about, but like that's just kind
I
of
like
it.
to mention that we did this entire thing on the fly. He tagged me, be like, "Hey, you want to do the podcast?" I'm like,
Because I
"Okay,"
was
and then I
expecting us
came
to
in here.
start this Friday. I didn't.
Okay, I did not expect us to start Friday. I expected us to start like Sunday or like Monday. Not today.
Sunday's gonna be the grad party. Monday we're all gonna be tired and hungover from it. So I don't know when you expected this to fucking start. This is like the only
Okay,
free
man.
day
I
in
have
the next
infinite
week we
energy.
have. So
I have near infinite energy, infinite possibilities. Unlike you guys who just die in like 5 seconds.
no, no, no. Okay, well, yesterday I was pretty conked out, but like, I also kind of stayed awake until like, you know, 6 a.m. or something like that. No. I stayed awake until fucking like 9 or 10 or something like that, and then I passed out.
Nice.
I don't even know why I stayed up that long either. Like just because I was playing FF7 intergrade, um, but like I stopped like a good chunk of the way through because I was like I'm kind of tired. Like I could feel like, myself going like I'm kind of too tired to keep on playing this. But like then I just kind of stayed awake for the next like 9 hours or something like that.
Sometimes just like lay in your bed and just don't do anything.
Yeah, I don't get how but I'm just insomniac. So
Hey man, I'm basically nocturnal at this point. Okay, you're fine. Okay, when I see 9 a.m., I'm like, oh, I'm asleep then. When I see like 2 p.m., I'm like, that's like deep sleep time. Okay.
mm,
When I see like 6 p.m., I'm like, oh, that's when I wake up.
mm,
I'd love a night shift, but whatever. Hmm.
mm. So let's see, what else do we got here? What else could we be talking about?
We literally went through the entire list.
Did we now? That was the whole list? Wow, I suck at
Yes.
making lists.
Okay, you know what? For you viewers out there. Okay, so let's go through the list. Okay, we had introductions. Okay, we just did that. We did that at the beginning. Talk about our names. We did that. You know, I'm Stoss. I don't know why I'm screwing that up. You saw this. Stuff we've been watching. Okay, we only talked about one show that I've been watching. You haven't really even watched yet, and you didn't watch. You said you didn't really watch a lot of stuff. We had two people who were supposed to be guests just phase in. One scared me. One freaked me out. Okay, we talked about future episodes. We talked about how your mom has a smartwatch. We talked about E3, even though we just talked about a single game in E3, and then potential games, and then games we've been playing. That's the one thing that we only partially covered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's basically it.
this we,
Thank you,
we
viewers,
suck
for
at just
that.
talking, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, man, we suck at this. Like, I thought we were gonna be good for this because like we talk
Hey,
a
man.
lot, right? And like normally, like we do just like talk for hours on end. Um,
Okay, if you really want to, we can completely start over and then just do it again.
no, fuck you. I already started the stream. I've been streaming for over an hour now. This is all content
Okay,
that's going to exist.
hey man, I have the ability to just keep redoing stuff. Okay, you do not. I have unlimited power here. Okay. Uh.
Oh man.
All right. So it's to keep up the endless state of perpetually talking. Uh, let's talk about uh, uh
In all fairness, I feel like we actually do need a third man in here.
should we just like call this a stream? Be like, hey guys, that was the introductory podcast. On my side, you're gonna have like 10 minutes, and then on his side, you're gonna get the full hour experience. Is that how's that how we're gonna frame this?
That's it seems to be the case because like yeah, there's a lot of scrubbing out that you're gonna have to do. Um, just a
Okay,
lot.
so are we done here?
I don't know if we're done here or not. Okay, because like that entirely depends on whether or not we still have things to talk about, which I hope we do. Like we if we don't,
Oh,
then
wait,
like I guess we suck at talking to each other.
okay. Here's the thing, okay? The one topic we could talk about, Bad Batch, is for next episode.
That is true.
That's the problem here, okay? Our typical Friday topics all
Okay,
about Star Wars,
okay,
okay?
but
And
the hilarious part about this is that like whenever we like start talking about Star Wars shit, like it only like we only talk about Star Wars for like maybe 10, 20 minutes, and then we just start talking about just anything afterwards. So,
which is perfect for a podcast.
yeah,
To
it is perfect for a podcast, but like that here's the thing is that that's not really gonna be a thing until like next episode. So now we just kind of like we gotta like actually think of things to talk about, which yeah, you see the problem here. Yes.
yes. This
Because
is why
normally
you
when
have
we have conversations, we don't really have to talk, and we don't really have to think about it. Which is why earlier I was talking about like, when we were talking about planning shit out. This is like this is kind of bullshit, Just like because normally we just kind of go off and like talk about anything.
that was the plan, we have like a list of things to talk about, and eventually it just goes to somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and we just keep going
Well,
down
don't you
that.
think that's happening right now? Don't you think?
Yes, that's the point. Okay, stop mentioning it because I knew that was the point. That was the intention. Look what you've done.
I
You mentioned it.
I
You
broke
mentioned
Facade. I'm sorry about that.
you mentioned it. Okay, now look, they know our
I
plan.
broke
They
the
know our
immersion.
plan.
Now they know our plan. Now they know like everything that we fucking wanted to do, which was just to fucking like talk about how we don't have
Ramble.
anything to talk about, and that segues into
And then
like
somehow,
multiple things to talk about somehow.
okay, that's how it works. But now look, you jinxed it, so now we can't have topics to talk about
Yeah.
until uh
Until something happens again.
Okay, so there's like a new channel server.
Yeah.
It's called Art and Photographs. Okay, I like to mention this does not match the theme. It's also not spelled correctly. Okay, fixed it. Uh, yeah.
It's also
Okay,
need to mention that I wasn't the one who started it, which is baffling because I am like artist man as well as streamer man in our friend group. So like, it stands to reason I should be the first one to make one something like this. But like, I guess
okay, but the science.
someone else
Okay,
did.
but then you had the biology student do it,
Yeah,
which is the second most likely person to do it, so it's okay.
yeah, that is okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have to change that server name so it matches the channel name, so it matches the theme of the server, which
Or
is.
move the channel itself.
Oh no, I actually moved it already.
Oh, you moved it already?
I moved it to specialist chats,
Ah,
specific
okay.
topic chats. I moved out of the general area.
Yeah, like if anybody like ever like looks at our Discord server, like they're gonna think like this is just organized by a madman, you know? like
Okay,
the
they're gonna think we're a cult.
like the only the only two the only two things that have even like just a hint of normalcy is our podcast and streaming category and our games category. Like, that's the only thing of
Okay.
normalcy because everything else
The
is
reason
just
why is because I did not touch either of these sections at all, basically. Okay. All
oh
I
yeah.
did was just rename the voice chats on both sections.
Yep.
And then replace the pod it with blood. That's all I did. Oh, we also have the rural section, which is completely normal. Excluding the channel descriptions, of course.
we have a
Okay.
we have a
Welcome to the
constitution.
Constitution.
We have a
This is the start.
constitution chat, which
This is the start of the hashtag Constitution private channel. The United States Constitution is the supreme law of the United States of America. The founding amendment originally comprised of 7 articles. And the frame of government. Its first 3 articles by the doctrine of separation of power. By the way, I come up with a topic while I'm doing this, while I distract the people who are watching. Whereby by the federal government is divided into 3 branches: the legislative, constituents of the biomedical Congress, Article 1, the executive, consisting of the president and subordinate officers, Article 2, the judicial, consisting of the Supreme Court and other federal courts, Article 3, Article 4, Article 5, Article 6 embody concepts of federalism, describe the rights
I'd like to
of
point
state
out
government,
that
its relations to
that
the
this
federal
channel
government,
doesn't like you may expect this channel to be like a rules channel
amendment,
and like there's no rules in here.
procedure subscale used by 13 states surrounded by is regards the laws written in codified national constitution in force. Yeah, we don't have rules in here. It's
yeah,
just
this
us. It's
it's
just us naming the U.S. Constitution.
yeah, it's basically that. It's a link to the U.S. Constitution, and that's essentially it. Um,
Yes, and that was just the Wikipedia page of the U.S. Constitution. If
yeah.
anyone is wondering,
In the same category, we have a server list, which, to be fair, is a lot more useful. But at the same
but it's just
time,
us.
like, yeah, the only server in there is our server. uh,
This is hey. On the bright side, we established this server like less than a week ago, so it's okay.
this server's not even like 4 days old. That's how
All right.
that's how recent the server is. We might actually put rules into the Constitution, but like, for now, it's just literally just a link to the Constitution.
Yeah. This is our plan. This is our master plan. Okay, we made this server with the intent of doing something, but hey, it exists. That's the rule right now.
Yeah, and like here's the funny thing is that there's so many categories with so many channels as well. Like we have like our general category, with general chats with memes and shit like that, um, and then we have our general voice stuff. So like, stuff where it's the channel where we put in our like the bot for the music bot and for people who can't speak. or don't want to speak. And then we have like more specialized chats as well, like our venting channel and whatnot. Our streaming category where it's just the stream notifications whenever I start streaming something, and then like our podcast notes, in chat and whatnot, and then our games, like games that we're going to play or games that, and then a file
Game.
sharing for the pirates. So
Yo ho ho, we're not supposed to say that. We're pirates. Yo ho 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 ho.
okay, in all fairness, like neither of us are pirates, and I'm never going to out the actual pirates live on stream. But like, yeah, we do have a piracy chat.
Okay, no. Yeah. Uh, yo ho ho, the pirate's life for me. Yo ho ho. Okay, but on serious notes though, this entire show is made by a madman. Like, you read everything, you'd question like, well, why are all of these named like this? Why are half these look like it's about
Like,
occult stuff? Why
like,
does it look like sacrifice? Why do we
like,
have loot crates?
like here, and like the funny thing is that like a lot of people just kind of like gravitate towards certain chats, and like this is gonna be the general chat just because it's just kind of intuitive to them to do that.
Okay, hey, on the bright side, that one has the most sane name of who would have thunk. Okay,
Yeah, that does have the same
it has
name.
the most sane name that isn't cringe, poggers, or loot crates. And then the other one, which I'm not gonna say because demonetized, demonetized, demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we, this server has been conducted by a madman, and you may wonder who it is, but hey, the madman
You
created
you
this server.
wonder, and then you realize that like he's talking to you right now.
Like, who would like? Come on, dude. Everyone is super, okay? So no one's super. I am the madman that conducts this server.
Yeah, like so many, like we're all admins here, and that's it's just the server is just
Everyone's admin, and no one has made any changed any channel names yet from
they
the
like
questionable name.
all they've done is make new channels.
Yes, that I had to rename. Okay, I renamed most channels at this point.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm neither rename our freaking game section to something more cursed. Okay, oh, more cult. That's my plan.
that's the plan, but you don't have any ideas yet.
No. Okay, either we're following the theme of sacrifice and occult stuff, or we're just not, you know.
Yeah, I have probably just I'll be honest. It's
They
already
have
started to confuse me at the very least.
hey, all of them are actually related to what they're talking. Okay? Like,
In
you
a
know,
roundabout way, yeah.
okay. So that's the problem. Okay, I have to somehow relate games to occult stuff or just, you know, general not cool stuff.
Mm.
Not demonetize, 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 you know. I have to phrase it like that, you know. I'm gonna have to change that all up. You know what? Probably make more sense instead of a podcast. We just stream games we're doing again. We just do that again.
True, but
Like
like,
we could totally just do like a 2 hour, like edit down like a 2 hour, 2 hours of us just playing murder mystery. You know, that
which
would be
which
entertaining.
again, that bot has like 50 some odd views on Twitch, which I do not understand. Where did those people come from, you know?
Okay, they can't put a murder mystery. Like, hey
Like
guys,
they
look,
no, they came
murder
for
mystery.
the murder mystery. I get that, but like, where the hell did they come from?
Hot
Why are
Nine
they
Joe.
watching that VOD? Why?
Okay, because it's murder mystery.
I guess so, but like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, I get it. It was entertaining, but like, just
Okay, it's us two going absolutely insane with us beating everyone else in murder mystery. Okay, that's why well, it's so popular because it's murder mystery.
no, I get why. I get why it's so popular. It's just that, like, Like, where are you people? Where were you people during the fucking stream when it was live?
Clearly, they are going mad. Either that, or it's just everyone just constantly rejoining the server.
Maybe.
Actually, that's probably a good idea. That's probably what it is.
It's just people constantly rejoining
Yeah,
the
because we
stream.
were watching it, and then and then there's a chance we constantly kept re-clicking on it.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so is this the end of the podcast then? Are we going to
um,
convert to games in theory? Haha, that's a reference. Oh, okay.
I don't know. We could keep talking. We can keep talking, but like, is it like, what do you want to play together? You know,
Murder mystery.
you just want to keep on playing
We
that.
gather the boys and play murder mystery. I'm
Just
gonna have
gather
to edit
everyone
this part
together.
out because it sounds like that this might because this makes more sense on a live stream.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm just scrolling through Twitter right now, so.
You know, there's a chance I might get too lazy and just do raw footage.
You say a chance, and you're talking to me.
I
You're
know.
straight up
That's
just
why
going
I
to do
can't do
that.
raw footage because of you. You're forcing me to not be lazy.
Yeah. Like I'm going to like put up the raw footage, or at the very least the raw audio, and it's just gonna be just that. But like, yeah, I do like the avatar idea though that I suggested earlier in the stream, like just drawing things. Like I'll make that an art stream, like a dedicated art stream where I just draw like our avatars. But at the same time, it's
You,
just like
you're gonna have to do one for like everyone.
I will have to do one for
For
everyone. That's
every
the thing.
guest. Oh, okay. Maybe not every guest. Maybe have like a question mark and like guess. You know, like the question mark.
Mhm.
Just do black background for humanoid features for like random guests.
Like
But
a
for
silhouette.
common guests, you know, our third member that'll probably just be in every single podcast after
Or
this
half
one.
of a third member.
Yeah,
That's gonna
who will
be like
be here in the
everywhere, but
majority of
like
the.
except when he isn't. I'll
Yeah,
probably have to like draw him as well. The thing is that
that'll
like
probably be.
the thing is it's gonna be a really weird mix because like I don't like I'm fine with my name being out there. What I'm not fine with is my disgusting ass goblin face out there. I'm sure you feel the same way.
That's cursed. Okay, that's why we're never showing faces. Okay.
Yeah, we're never showing our faces, but like our planned third guest, like he's actually like conventionally attractive. So like
He's not gonna show his face either. Okay,
yeah, like he's
we're
never
fine.
gonna show his face either, but I don't know how else to represent him other than like drawing just him, right? Because like at the very least, like with me, I can do my character. Like she's my profile picture on Twitch and on YouTube, and like she's the character I play in 14. So it's just like I can like totally do that. But like, and for you, like I don't know, like your
My
Minecraft skin or
Minecraft
something.
off right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, your Minecraft skin is kind of like the only like representation of you out there. But like,
Okay, unless like I ask you to do one of my characters, but no.
yeah, you don't want me
I
to
have too
butcher any
much
of your
love.
characters.
Okay. I'm gonna have to pay some guy a lot of money to do a character that I like, and I'm gonna have to explain to them why I like it so much to the point where they're not gonna be turned off by it and be like, "Nah, I'm not doing you anymore."
Guy, like artists will do anything for money. So
Don't worry, I don't trust. I don't trust them either. Okay, I don't trust those artists. I don't trust any one of my characters except myself.
yeah, that's
This, remember, this is the same man who made all of the chats demonetized, demonetized,
yes,
demonetized.
yes.
Okay. Oh, by the way, when I say demonetized, I don't mean NSFW in the
There's
traditional
not a
sense.
single NSFW thing in this chat, by the way. There's not a single NSFW like channel or thing in the entire Discord. It's just cult shit. So
Yeah, it's just stuff you be like, wow, dude, this is really cult like, or wow, uh, you know, like it's not even just like the classic, haha, satanic cult. It's just cult stuff,
hmm
It's following a theme.
Yeah, pretty much.
because okay, so I guess it's story time. All right. This is the fourth iteration of the server. Uh, our group of friends have had. Okay. The first one was it's still actually here. It's just used for something completely different that these guys don't know about. Don't worry about it, okay? Uh, okay.
Hmm.
That one, it lasted about maybe a couple months, and then I deleted it because no one used it. Oh, it's still at me. I mean, I deleted everything except the server itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
The
everybody
second,
left it already. So
I kicked everyone because no one used it.
yeah,
Haha, I win.
this was also like from like 5 years ago.
Years.
So like,
Yes. Okay. Like it literally doesn't even matter.
yeah,
The second iteration of the server got deleted by me.
because
Uh,
there was someone you didn't like doing something you didn't like.
okay. On the bright side, that server kind of died. It was already dead by then anyway. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we deleted it anyway. And to be frank, that's a story for another time. If we ever cover personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The second iteration of the server, I mean the third iteration, the second one people actually care about. Um, it died due to drama. I guess the easiest way to put it. And
That's one way. That's a
spam.
very light way to put it.
Okay, out of spam.
Yeah.
That's probably the
So
best way to put it.
so I'll go into specifics here.
Just remember,
So
no names.
I yeah, no names. But basically the admin wasn't Stas, by the way. Like the other two
Yeah,
servers, the
I
previous two
was not in
servers.
that server for like the first half of its
Yeah,
existence, basically.
yeah, the first two servers were made by Stas, and he was the admin in it and everything like that. This server was made by a different friend, um,
And
and
he did not like banning and kicking people.
he did not like kicking people at all. Even like people who would clearly need to be kicked. So, there was this there was just a small group of people that shit posted, and by shit posted I mean like literal shit posting, like posting of shit, and
Peak, I know. Peak intelligence. To be fair, this was years ago
yeah,
as well. Okay.
this was a couple years ago, so like nobody was really mature, um, but like it didn't really become a problem until their
Yeah.
shitposting shenanigans actually leaked out into like general chat and whatnot. And I know like
And then
there's
the vent
yeah,
chat.
and then the vent chat
The
and like
vent chat.
that was the most egregious of all. So like the vent chat has consistently been for people to just vent about their problems, if they're comfortable
Most
with
people
sharing
know
them.
how to vent chat
Yeah,
works.
yeah, like everybody know. Most people should know how that works. These fuckers didn't. And they decided to have their shit posting happen in that as well, effectively raining on everybody's parade who was actually venting. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. Um, it was not the fact that they were shit posting, but the fact that they were shit posting in places that like it was completely inappropriate to shit post in. Um, but again,
Including in the middle of serious conversation, by
yeah,
the way.
yeah, exactly. Um, but
So then,
because the person who created the server was completely averse, uh, from
dang,
he did not like kicking people at all. He did not like banning people at all, even though like these people clearly needed to be kicked. And like it was almost a unanimous server decision as well. Like these people should be
everyone
gone.
agreed to it, but since no one else had admin powers, there's no power. There's nothing we can do about
There
it.
was one other guy. There was one other guy that had admin powers. He did kick them, but then the creator of the server re-invited them and kicked him. Kicked the guy who kicked them. That's
It it was very silly, and that person is banned from ever adminning a server ever
yeah.
again.
We're not letting him be an admin to a server ever again. But like that's it was a disaster. Uh,
Let's
so
just
then so then
we
we
had the
made
next iteration of the server, which
yeah
is actually this iteration. That iteration was number 4, actually. Oh my god! Never mind. We had this is the 5th iteration of the
yeah.
server.
So we have so then we had a fourth iteration of the server, and it was pretty neat for a while. But then like it died, and we all wondered how or why it died. And like Stas and I were trying to like defibrillate the server like for years. Or not years, but for like months. We tried to like bring it back to life by just like adding everybody or adding at here.
And then no one
And just
joined, and we're not
yeah,
going to go too deep into that
yeah. But like essentially what
because
happened.
it's very recent.
Yeah, this is a very
It's
recent
very
thing that
new.
like for drunk us in 3 years to recall. But
Okay, you will see this if this podcast is still going. Maybe we'll iterate the entire story,
yeah,
but right now
in like
we're gonna
episode
stop.
like 400 or something like that. But
We're
like
gonna stop here though. Yeah,
yeah, but like yeah, we'll
we're gonna
stop here.
stop.
Just case in point, server
Okay.
imploded. It, like after being dead for months, and big drama
Now
shit
we're here.
happened, and now we're here in the fifth iteration of the server where it's just the Wild West, essentially.
Okay, we have no idea how this server's gonna work yet. I'm the admin still, okay? Except I decided to give everyone admin powers instead of polling it, so we'll see how this works, you know?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And like, another another neat thing is that we're not limiting because like before in like our um
Previous
in
iteration.
the fourth iteration we limited the like who could
So
be in the server because certain incidents happened that may or may not also include that third iteration that we talked about before, um, or at least is related to that. But
yeah, so now
but
we
now we can just invite anybody as long as like at least two people know them. So
okay, watch people in this comment section asking to join the server now. Because you get admin powers.
yeah, we'll see.
No. Okay, we should rephrase this, okay? We'll invite anyone that we're friends with in real life.
Pretty
I should
much.
say.
Pretty much, yeah. Or at the very least, anyone that we're willing to be around in real life. So
Yeah, so before people start asking for some weird reason who are watching.
eh.
Uh that's the point. We have like 20, 30 people now. Previously we only had 10.
Mhm.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah. And like, it's neat. It's cool because like some of them actually talk. You know. At the very least, when I like do at everyone or at here, like some of them talk. And
Yeah.
it's neat. It's cool. It's cool to see like people other than just the usual suspects talking. You know.
You mean us too?
Yeah. Again, just us two.
This
Uh,
server. This we're probably gonna have a sixth iteration of the server knowing our luck.
no, we're gonna have iterations of the server up until like until the day we die. We're gonna have like multiple
No more
iterations.
Discord.
Yeah, or you know the heat death of Discord, essentially.
On the bright side, I will be admin for all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
The true words of a dictator.
The
Trust
words of a
me.
true dictator here.
Except everyone has admin powers, so the reality is we're all this is an anarchist state. As he
It
said, this
is.
is the Wild West.
It
I am
is.
the sheriff. That is the only thing. But
Yeah,
outside of that, it's the Wild West.
yeah. Just anything goes. Anything goes here.
Except NSFW because we have not set up a chat for that yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so not talking about the server. Actually, not talking about the server anymore. Let's actually let's go talk about the next couple podcasts because I think we might be wrapping things up, and if we're not, then we're 1.5 hours in. Not sure if we should be wrapping things up, but let's talk about the next couple podcasts.
Uh. Yeah. We're gonna have our guests. We're gonna have our guest for the
two,
next two. For the next two.
3,
For
and
2 and 3 and what was the last one?
6.
6. Yeah.
6.
And
And
like
we might have
and the
we'll
guest
get
yeah, the guest for next episode might stick around as well, depending on how his schedule goes. Because like the only reason why we basically said that this podcast is just gonna be us two is just because we're the only two people who have like nothing to do otherwise, you know.
at nighttime. Yeah.
Um,
But most people have stuff to do late at night
Yeah.
or
Uh,
sleep, which is the only real time to do these podcasts because we have life in the afternoon. And
yeah.
as I said, I am nocturnal, so
Yeah. And we're essentially like the only two people who like could do a podcast essentially like consistently. Um,
if
so, but like if he's free, then our guest for next episode is gonna be a pretty common occurrence. So,
yes, so
which again, I will probably have to draw up his portrait as well. Later this week, I will definitely do that art stream where I draw our portraits and whatnot because like it's gonna have to be like two portraits per person. It's gonna be like just a idle portrait and one while they're speaking as well. So
we're not just gonna have them like move up and down.
no, no. What do you think? Like I have standards, you know. Like I may not have the same standards as you, but I have standards regardless.
I have such high standards that I don't trust anything, including myself, with my own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Whereas my
so
standard is that like if I can do it, I will do it. So
okay, so yeah, including that. Second podcast, as we mentioned, we'll be talking about the Bad Batch next
because we're
episode.
huge Star Wars nerds, actually, like I don't know, like I'm
That's probably the only thing we have in common outside. Yes, that's the only
outside.
thing we have.
Yeah, pretty much
Oh,
outside of like a couple of games that we played together as well. Um,
outside Minecraft, Star
essentially
Wars is the only thing
Minecraft.
that unites us all.
Yeah, and like I'd say I'm a pretty big Star Wars nerd. Like we're both like pretty much the two biggest Star Wars nerds in our like general area, essentially. Which I don't know how much that says, but it says something.
It says we have. It says that we enjoy good, well-written stories.
Pretty much.
Let's phrase it like that instead of anything else.
Instead of being geeks or nerds.
Yes, because now that term's not really negative anymore.
That's true. But yeah, like we're huge. We're huge into Star Wars, so
We're gonna
um,
talk about that.
yeah. So we'll be
Um,
talking about Star Wars stuff whenever Star Wars stuff comes out. Um,
which basically means every Friday, excluding this one, we'll be talking about Bad Batch and Book of Boba Fett when that comes out in
yeah,
late fall.
yeah, and then like all the other Star Wars shows and maybe even the movies as well.
Except Rangers of the New Republic because that show's pretty much dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Again,
the
we'll talk
actress
about it
who plays
next week. But like the yeah, a lot of shit happened to Rangers of the New Republic, and it's just it.
more like the actress who plays Cara Dune just got yeeted.
Yeah, yeah. To put it concisely, yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah.
I didn't already like her, and then she said something whoopsie daisies, and then she's gone. Even though they were gonna fire her anyway,
Yeah.
but people keep acting like she wasn't going to be fired originally. Just uh but yeah, that's old news though.
That
If
is
you aren't
old
aware of
news.
that and you're into Star Wars, I'm actually kind of shocked, and I'm glad you did not know this until we told you, and then I'm sorry that you know this now.
Oh
Um,
man, but like that's kind of as I mentioned before, like that's kind of like how our conversations go. Regardless, like we start talking about Star Wars shit, and then we just springboard into just any sort of random shit ever. So
yeah. All right. So yeah, next topic we'll be covering the Bad Batch. We're actually gonna go through every single episode, okay?
yeah,
To just
just to catch the podcast up to where we are,
okay.
and also
And
immediately date it as well.
and I have a strange feeling that most people, that even you guys, the other guests, probably doesn't even remember any of the previous episodes. I guess. Yes.
Okay, our guest just okay. All right, to spoil a few things, our guest is like he sucks.
It's horrible memory. He does not remember anything. Okay, and I have bad memory. Okay, I
like
keep forgetting where I put my glasses, but this man just forgets.
like he just forgets. Like I can like talk for hours on end about just one thing, and then like a couple months later like I bring up the topic, I go like, hey, remember when I fucking like talked to you about this? And he's like, no, no, this is the first I've heard of it. And I'm like, no, this isn't. I swear to you, it isn't.
Hey man, hey. On the bright side, this man we could pull some funny stuff on him when he's sleep drunk. Okay, we convinced him the accident was 20 years ago, which it was. If you're listening, the accident was 20 years ago. It's time to move on. Time to move on. But yeah,
We also convinced him that he was like 20% gay. So
next episode is going to be about the Bad Batch. Maybe some other Star Wars
maybe
stuff,
some,
but it's going to
yeah,
come in
or
the Bad.
just other stuff in general that comes straight out of that. And then the one afterwards, I have no fucking clue. Because
Okay, I'll
like,
actually have something. Probably.
yeah, at least you'll have something planned for it. But like, I
And
have
like I
no
said,
clue because like, the guest we have for that episode, like, we literally don't share any interests with him. So it's gonna
he's
be
a
weird.
complete wild card. Okay. On the bright side, before he comes in, we're going to talk about the Bad Batch. Okay. So at the least the first 5 minutes, you'll have an idea what the heck we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
We're
that's
going to
true.
talk about
Yeah.
the Bad Batch
Like,
before he
okay,
comes in.
so here's the problem with our third guest is that he's really big into politics, and as you know, Twitch doesn't like that shit, and I'm sure YouTube doesn't like that shit either. So it's gonna be hard. Um,
We're going to most likely talk about politics. I'll tell you that.
we're somehow going to be talking about politics in some way, which is going to
No
be
matter how we phrase the conversation, no matter how it goes, we're talking about politics.
yeah, which is gonna be like it's gonna be agony for both of us because fucking because fucking like politics is kind of a banned topic for
Okay, on the bright
for
side, I'll just
platforms.
censor the entire thing, and it's just going to be the first 5 minutes of talking Bad Batch. And then the guest comes in for like 5 minutes, and then
Unfortunately, I don't have that
edit
luxury.
and then edits everything else. I'll just edit everything else.
Yeah, like if this were like a Spotify podcast or something like that, or a SoundCloud podcast, we could definitely talk some major shit about that. But like, nah, nah, Twitch no likey when we do the political stuff, especially well, not especially his political opinions, but like just in general talking politics is just a no go on Twitch. So I don't know how bad it is on YouTube, but I'm sure it's equally as bad, if not worse.
Uh, it'll be interesting, okay? And if we somehow don't talk about politics, we call that mission success, okay?
I will be impressed if we don't talk about politics for like however long that conversation is going to be.
5 minutes, Bad Batch. That's it.
It's just going to be the 5 minutes of us talking about like the Bad Batch episode, and it will literally be 5 minutes as well, because for anyone who hasn't caught up, nothing's happening. So
Nothing big is happening yet. Uh, I like it. I think all the episodes are fairly enjoyable, but at the end of the day, there's nothing I want to talk about.
yeah, it's just
Outside Gonk Droid, of course, the best character in the entirety of Star Wars,
again,
Gonky.
like okay, like we talk about how great Gonk Droid is in Bad Batch, but like Gonk Droid's always been good.
Yes.
Okay,
It's just that this one's
it's
named
just that, like,
Gonky.
yeah. This one is like basically a main character.
Yes.
But like all the
Is it
Gonk
every
Droids
single-
have always been good, and like nobody's acknowledged that. Like
Until
gosh.
now.
I'll talk more about how I love power droids and gonk droids in the next episode because like holy shit, there's some really funny lore about them.
Superior Gonk Droid. The Chad Gonk Droid versus the Virgin
I just
B1 Battle
I
Droid.
just love how like the only reason why they exist is because they're just a walking battery.
I love them so much.
like
Dude.
like
Wait.
in the Star Wars universe, instead of power banks, they have gonk droids.
Gonk Droids. Everyone loves Gonk Droids. Blow them all up.
Yes.
Okay, it's just that this one's named, and he's probably gonna die in like one random episode where they just have him killed by like Crosshair when he comes back.
Dude, like the Clone Wars episodes were like major Gonk Droid killers because they always fell off of shit.
Yeah.
In the Clone Wars.
Dude, that episode 5, season 1, where they were the bombs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, saddest episode ever for the Gonk droids.
Yeah.
They always kill off the Gonk droids.
Like yeah, just
Okay, you
there's
know
it's
what? If I ever get around to it, I'll make a Gonk droid murder counter.
yeah, because like there's
When I have the time to rewatch every single Star Wars episode.
yeah again like pretty much every Clone Wars episode, or not every Clone Wars episode, but like a good sizable chunk of Clone Wars episodes have just gonk droids just falling off of shit or dying in some grotesque way.
It's just Gonk droids, you know. Gonky. Gonky's been the only one that survived for so long, and he's probably gonna die by Crosshair.
He's going to he's going to be pushed off of a cliff, man. I already feel it.
Crosshair is just gonna be like, screw you. Gonky is gonna hold Crosshair off from the Bad Batch, and he just gets freaking yeeted from the rest of the Bad Batch. Oh, that's probably what's gonna happen, isn't it? Gonky does something brave and then dies. Oh, I feel so bad. He's gonna die. Like, I know he's gonna die this season, okay? Not next season, this season, you know. But, you know, that's for next episode, when we talk about the greatest character in all of Bad Batch.
Mhm.
Um,
But
podcast?
otherwise, Bad Batch is just not anything to write home about, really, for the most part, at least.
I wouldn't say that.
Like so far,
Its
at
its
least.
characters are absolutely solid.
Yeah.
They play in their tropes so well, but at the same time, you know, it's like Avatar, you know. You have the 5-man band.
Pretty
Bad
much.
Batch is the 5-man band, but they play it off just as well. Not as good as Avatar, of course, but
Mm,
absolutely so.
yeah.
If you want to look at a good example of a 5-man band that isn't Avatar, because everyone uses Avatar, I swear to God.
It's just
Okay.
because Avatar's so fucking good.
Yeah, so good. But it's literally the only amazing example of 5-man band that you can just tell someone 5-man band and they meet all their tropes, you know. But I finally have another example of good 5-man band that isn't freaking Avatar that everyone knows about, you know, that everyone can easily access, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's solid. Nothing
It-
exciting yet. The lore
Nothing
lore it adds is probably the most interesting part so far.
Yeah.
And of course the
Because,
characters,
like,
but
because of just, and that's just purely just because of like the time frame in which it's set as well. Because like,
of course that was the purpose, of course.
yeah, and yeah, that's kind of the purpose of this whole series in the first
Like
place. was to
literally
show
when you
off
read
what the
like
what
like
the
before you read before you watch the episode, it's always the Bad Batch go through a ever changing galaxy, you know.
Yeah.
Before you watch before they give you the episode description after you watch it.
Mhm.
So that's what it's, you know, that's basically the episode. That's basically the entire series so far. I am pleasantly surprised on the character focus, though. I expected the Bad Batch to be one flat characters with nothing outside of their tropes.
yeah.
And of course, I say this is definitely way funnier than Resistance. I mean, that's easy. That's way more funnier than Clone Wars so far. Each
Actually,
episode is
yeah,
just comedically more funny than Clone Wars and Rebels. I definitely say that.
yeah. Poor Rebels, man. Like it gets shit on for good reasons, but
The story is not done.
yeah,
It's horrible.
that's kind of the
You
kind of just
trash
the big
on
thing, is
Ezra
like,
all you want, but his character arc isn't finished.
we
you
didn't
know.
even see the first half of it technically.
Basically, you just saw you just saw part one. You know, like that's the
We
problem.
only,
Like, you
it's essentially like it's just like everybody judging ReZero season 1 when it was literally just a prologue.
pretty much like you can't really judge it because it's not done. So that's why, even though I wasn't the biggest fan when it came out, as I grew as a writer, I started to appreciate it more and more.
Yeah, because it's clearly setting up for bigger things. That's like the
Yeah.
big thing. It's like it's not an early series. It's not a quick starter really. It's like it's setting up for things in the future where it's just really good. You know.
Yeah. Like, this was like clearly The Mandalorian is the semi sequel to this. You know,
Yeah.
Rebels was not the sequel to the Clone Wars, but The Mandalorian was very similar to a sequel. And that's why I'm under suspicion what the Bad Batch is going to be as well.
Mhm.
It's going to be it's gonna help set up the Filoniverse, that is growing every single year,
Pretty much, yeah. It's neat. Basically,
Yeah.
Star Wars is cool.
Yeah.
It
Bad
used to
Batch,
not be that cool, but now it is cool.
basically, yeah, like Bad Batch, not the most exciting thing at the moment, but I feel like retroactively looking at this, like 10 years in the future, we'll be like, wow, this was the start of something great.
Pretty much.
Remember we said we'll talk about Star Wars next episode?
Yeah, we spent like the past like what 10 minutes just talking about just purely Star Wars shit.
Like, holy,
We will talk a lot more next episode about it
next
though.
pod. You saw this was Star Wars intensive, this ending bit, but no, there's gonna be.
There's gonna be way more Star Wars later.
Like,
So
I'm gonna have to be explaining stuff to our other guest.
exactly because like here's the fun thing about talking to him is that like he like because of how forgetful he is, like every time we talk to him like about stuff and like he'll just immediately forget it like the next week and we
Yeah.
get to say it all over again. So he's perfect. He's a perfect podcast guest,
Yeah.
especially a reoccurring one because we can just talk about the same things over and over again and never have to think about new topics.
And on the bright side is, well, uh, he's also into Star Wars, but he also forgets like 90% of shit, 90% of the stuff. Okay, you know what he remembers? Clone Wars and Battlefront 2, both Battlefront 2s.
Yeah.
That's all he remembers basically. When it comes to
Like,
stuff he
'cause-
remembers, like
and like and it was those two things. The only reason why he remembers them is because of the exact same thing, clones.
boom, 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 clones, boom, 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 boom. He
Yeah,
likes clones,
he really likes clones. So that's like the only reason why he remembers those things.
basically. Good guys, it's the clones. The best. He didn't even watch the original Clone Wars, the OG 2D. Yeah,
Wait, he
but
hasn't.
I think he hasn't seen the entire thing. I know he saw like the Battle for Coruscant. I know he saw that, but I didn't. But I don't know if he saw the other parts.
Well, we're gonna have a stern
Maybe that's
talking
another.
to him next episode.
Maybe that's another podcast episode where we talk about OG Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, we should actually just binge that all when we do another binge. Oh my god, when Bad Batch finishes with like a 30-minute episode where they get Crosshair back, which is literally what probably the last episode is gonna be. We should also binge watch OG Clone Wars.
It's not that long of a binge watch as well. It's only like a
Yeah.
2.5 hour long binge. So
Yeah.
because it was
And
never
then we get
it was never
Shakti
finished.
die.
So
Yeah, we get to see Shakti die again. The endless depths
she's
of
died
Shakti.
in like she's okay like canonically in canon she's died like 4 different ways.
Yes. And then if you count Legends, she's died like what, 2, 3 more times?
Yeah, two, 3 more times on top of that. So like,
I consider the Jedi we saw in Bad Batch when they went to Camino as also Shakti, even though that was clearly not Shakti.
yeah, it
That
wasn't
was
her.
Shakti though.
Yeah,
It wasn't her lightsaber, but it's Shakti. They must. They really hate her. That's all I'm gonna say. They either really hate her or just can't, or just want to kill her a lot for some reason.
yo, remember when this was the first episode of our podcast?
This is episode 2 now. Look at that. Look at that. What was 2 hours in? I call this a satisfying podcast where I don't need to edit anything after the 1.5 hour mark. See, look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Fucking, I just love how like once we started talking Star Wars shit, like we basically had a very consistent conversation from then on out.
Basically, superior. Like I said, Gonk droid, best droid.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually talk about the other episodes now. Episode 4. No clue. Episode 5. I know that's gonna be like in July, August. No clue.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
We have episode 6. We have a guest. We also share like zero interests with that guest, and
And they are on the other side of the world.
huh? Oh yeah, by that
They
time
are-
they'll be on the other side of the world as well. So that's gonna be interesting.
What we're gonna be talking about is the fact that the other guest is on the other side.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about that stuff, and then like, I guess we'll just like for the rest of it, we'll just talk, but just general life shit. Like, here's the thing about like podcasts that like made me hesitate to make one for such a long time is because like I hate having to hold out conversation topics for a podcast, you know, which is why I agreed to do this with you because like we just somehow are able to just make up conversations on the fly, except for like the
Basically.
first hour of this one. But
On the bright side, we can cut off the first hour and be like, haha, podcast zero, you know? And then when we actually start talking about stuff, we call that podcast A1.
yeah, I don't know, like, just extensive editing. I don't know, but either way, like.
This
Oh, there's someone in
really,
chat. Greenosaurus. You called yourself boring. I don't know, maybe. But like we never really had. Like I hate having to hold back on conversation topics. Whenever like life shit happens, just like
basically.
you know, whenever I like to talk with you guys whenever I have the chance to. So it's just like to have to like hold out on a conversation and go like, oh shit, I should probably save this for the podcast. Like, yeah, like it only really makes sense to me if like that event happened like the day the podcast is about to start. You know, like that's
Which is
like the
why
only
Friday.
yeah, that's like the only time it makes sense for me to start a podcast or not start that's like the only time where it makes sense for me to hold out on a conversation topic if it happens on the day that the podcast is going to start. But like for like if it's happened at the beginning of the week and the podcast is gonna take place at the end of the week, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to
We'll be in
I'm
this
not gonna be
state.
able to hold out like this.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the state of trying to figure out how to do this eventually anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, as for the rest of the podcast, 7 through 10 that we actually have ready, no clue. We don't even know if we're getting another guest in between this and now because a lot of time's gonna pass.
Yeah.
Um, so hope is that we get more stuff and we have more conversation topics that actually continues the conversation, unlike today in which um stuff happened.
And to be fair as well, like life hasn't really like been exciting lately. And like any part of life that is exciting, we're not willing to talk about on a podcast. So
Either that or what I want to talk about has you don't know, and probably the same for you
pretty much, yeah.
because I have a lot of things like I'm not gonna say what my other stuff are, but I have a lot of other things that keep happening I can talk about, but we don't do that.
I mean, I had
Although
a whole another stream earlier today that like I could talk about, but like it would go over your head. So
yeah, so well we're not doing that. If we get like another guy, we don't know if he'll ever be willing to come in, but if we get him, we could totally talk about world building for like 4 hours straight and just split that into two podcasts.
yeah.
But at the moment, we don't know if we're ever gonna get that guy because he never uses a mic.
Oh no, he uses a mic. He whispers really raspily into it.
Yes,
So
yes.
so
ASMR.
you would
We'll call it an ASMR stream instead. A podcast.
I would not survive that.
Oh come on!
I I
ASMR. Don't you fully enjoy me whispering very closely
no, I
to my?
don't. I
Oh
I
come on!
I cannot do ASMR really at all. Okay, like
Okay.
I already hate it enough as it is when people are whispering, but like when I hear whispering like that close to my ear, it's just
That creeps me out too.
yeah.
I'm fine with doing it myself because I'm not the one listening, but if I'm listening, that's just creepy. I cannot do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Although when it comes, yeah.
yeah. When it comes to what now?
Oh, I was talking about other podcast ideas, but yeah, just go first.
Oh yeah, right. Cause like I don't know, just I just hate it when people whisper. Okay, and I hate it even more if it's right in my ear. Especially like if it's like because it's like whispering's supposed to be quiet, but like whenever like people whisper in an ASMR video like right up to the mic, it's like super duper loud, It
Yeah, it's not actually. It's just the concept of the whisper. I mean, just
yeah,
the
it
whis-
just sounds like a whisper. It doesn't actually like have the volume of a whisper. So
Yeah.
like that bugs me.
Uh, yeah, but when it comes to other topics, I think maybe like one day we do like a reading club podcast where we talk about that manhwa that we spent like
Okay, I keep on
creative.
talking. I keep on telling you guys I don't know the name of that. I need you guys to give me the name of it
The
so like
girl from the random chatting
just
room.
just like
It's the
write it
girl
down.
from the random chatting room.
Okay,
Okay, we're
like
gonna
write that
talk about
down.
that. The girl from the random chatting room. Okay,
Okay, all right.
it's a shonen fighting mon. It's shonen basically. And it's a fighting mon. Okay, we could spend like 20 years talking about that, and we only go through like one chapter.
Okay, again, I just
Uh,
needed the fucking name of it so that like
okay, we could totally have like a part 2, 3, 4 podcast dedicated to that alone. Honest to God,
you guys talked about it for a long time.
imagine we had 3 people talking about it.
Yeah, pretty much. We did
That's
that
gonna be a
live reading.
we should. I want to do like if we had actual actors, I would totally do that, but we don't. You
No,
know,
none of us can voice act for the life of us.
if we were voice actors, I'd totally just dedicate an entire YouTube series just doing like the first 20 chapters
Yeah.
of that manhwa. Like, but none of us can voice act.
Nope. None of us.
But if you want a funny reading, on the other hand, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, party style dramatic readings is always fun, no matter how good of quality the voices are.
We did
Which
the first like 5 chapters, absolutely hilarious,
it was fun.
and we had 4 people doing all the voices as well. Perfect. Yeah,
We had the
that
girl doing guy voices and the guy doing girl voices.
yeah, as it should be. Yeah. Okay. That manhwa will have like 2 podcasts at least dedicated to it. I'll tell you that. Okay. One of just us two, and then one of the guests who recommended to me in the first place.
Yeah.
As for that, we are currently 2 hours in, which means that we're probably like 1.5 hours if I edit everything.
I'm surprised we were able to talk this long in general. I'll be honest.
Okay. On the bright
Because like at
side,
the beginning of the stream, I was just like, there's nothing to talk about.
hour and a half, it got really painful. Then we talk about Star Wars, and then we talk about God droids,
Yeah.
and then we just yeah.
And it just goes on from then because like
This is
when we actually have something that we both are passionate about, we like go on. Who would have funked?
so
You know?
this is why like every podcast we're gonna start off the Bad Batch, or whatever next episode, next Star Wars stuff is happening.
You know, whatever
That's
Star
what we're
Wars
gonna.
stuff, because that's kind of like the through line between just every conversation we have. It's just like it always starts
And
from Star Wars, even if the ending bit of the conversation like has nothing to do with Star Wars, like it's about Pokemon or something like that. Like it always starts with Star Wars.
on Friday, yeah, and we're doing this every Friday anyway. So like
Yeah.
we get like 5-10 minutes talking about the next episode of Bad Batch. Which did you watch this episode? By the way,
Not
yeah.
the latest one, no.
Oh, okay. Well, the next character who's coming is pretty obvious, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
Who's
yeah.
coming in? He's in the trailer, so don't worry.
No, you've been saying this all week, so
Yeah, good soldiers follow orders. Uh, you know when they say that line, shit's about to happen. Uh, yeah, I'd say so we're 2 hours and 4 minutes. And should we call that end? Most podcasts last about this long anyway.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, we might just end it off here. I need to
Okay,
go
so
piss anyways. So
how should we say goodbye? Do you want to go first or me?
plugging my socials, twitter.com/somnusart, twitch.tv/somnus013. My archive channel should be like the same thing as well, although I don't think it's actually I don't know. But link it, I guess.
I won't link it. You'll have to type it up yourself, viewers. No, I'm kidding. Okay, well, I'm Stas Legion. This has been episode 1 of our podcast, and we don't have a name yet. So,
We
with
don't
that,
have a name yet exactly. We'll come up with a name next episode, I guess. I don't know. Actually, no, we do have a name. We have the worst name possible. You called it podcast name, two dudes with no plan set up podcast.
that's
Yeah.
episode 1. That's episode 1. That's gonna be episode 1's name. Okay. I don't know what that actually is gonna be called.
Thanks for the
Okay.
follow, Greenosaurus. We appreciate it.
Okay, well, I've been Stas
Yeah.
Legion.
Yeah,
That's the end of episode
yeah,
1.
let's
See you
end it
next
here.
time.
I'm also gonna end the stream. See you.